Well, we can actually pull it up right here. If I do this, and then, we're gonna cut this out.
Welcome to MojoPlays. I'm Ricky, I'm here with Andrew, and today we're going to be talking about the new Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout mode, which is a Battle Royale version for Call of Duty.
Locked and loaded.
What did you think about it?
You know what? It looked. I wasn't excited like at all.
Right.
I like Battle Royale. I'm a huge fan of PUBG, but I wasn't excited for Call of Duty's mode. But you know, maybe I'm a sucker. But it looked kind of cool.
You know, I have to agree because I haven't played Call of Duty since Advanced Warfare, and I watched this and I was really impressed at how fluid everything looked. I'm impressed at the amount of just the vehicles look really cool.
Approaching the drop zone.
Okay, so the first thing I noticed, which I thought was kind of neat, was there seemed to be multiple choppers. Now, they showed that they're air vehicles, which is, you know, PUBG doesn't have any air vehicles, so that's going to be crazy if your team can get in a chopper in a Battle Royale mode. But it was just like a little, like a four-man, small little attack copter. These are like. Massive. I think this is what you. I think this is what you
drop out of. This is like the party bus.
Drop out of. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. This is the party bus, but there are multiple. So I'm wondering if there's going to be choppers that go in different directions.
Because we know the map. We know the map has up to 80 players from what we saw. And actually, speaking of the map, it was revealed on Twitter a couple of days ago. We actually got to see how big it is.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if they're going to do what Fortnite does, which is instead of having multiple maps, they have one map that kind of has a bunch of different sections and maybe it evolves over time. So I'm wondering if they're going to just stick to that one big map for the Battle Royale mode or not.
I would be surprised if they did because one, it's Call of Duty, DLC, they just sell more maps. I don't think they're going to, I think they're going to go the PUBG route, not the Fortnite route.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair, that's fair.
What else have we got? We got, oh yeah, okay, the wingsuits. So you're gonna get to the ground a lot faster.
In Call of Duty fashion, though.
But
that's cool.
my favorite thing my favorite thing, I'm a huge fan of Battlefield, not a fan of Call of Duty.
Okay.
And I love just running off of the roof of a building in Battlefield and popping my parachute.
Okay.
But here we see the guy jumping off of a dam, and he's obviously not just landing out of jumping out of the party bus.
No.
He's just jumping off of something high, deploying his wingsuit, and that to me is super cool that Call of Duty is finally stealing that from Battlefield, and I'm okay with them stealing that mechanic.
I mean, I think this is pretty interesting because, and right after this, we see getting shot underwater, so guns work underwater, which is going to be
such a problem in PUBG,
right?
Because PUBG, you can just sort of swim, and they had to make your breath, like your character can only hold his breath for like 10 seconds now because people were hiding, myself included, were hiding underwater. But obviously a big focus on vehicles too, which vehicles are, it's especially in a Call of Duty game, because again, Call of Duty's not Battlefield.
No, Battlefield has always been known for having like everything available to you. Call of Duty's been always an arcade shooter, very straightforward FPS, adding with the verticality in, I think, in Advanced Warfare. And then through the other Black Ops, kind of moving on with like being able to jump on walls and that kind of stuff. So this is really like bringing it all home, I feel, adding the vehicles, still keeping that verticality, but not in the same way. I don't think you have the exoskeleton where you're boosting around.
No, I think they realized that was kind of a mistake.
It was also a bit hard to play around with. Sometimes you would jump too much. But another cool thing that I saw was the Slingshot, which is interesting.
Oh yeah, that happens. That's really, really fast. I'm not going to try to find it.
But
the Slingshot.
I like that. I think that's cool because like you got all these guys with these super high-tech guns and all of these different weapons, and then you got like this high-tech Slingshot which I'm assuming has a bunch of different ammos.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's going to be a pickup because I don't think you're going to spawn naked.
No.
I think you're going to start with like a stock loadout, like some basic shit, a gun, like a rifle and stuff.
Okay.
And it's not going to be a scramble to find loot right away. And then higher tier equipment is going to come in like loot drops, or they'll just be hidden randomly around the map.
Well, we kind of saw like a loot drop, right?
We did. We saw a little bit of that jumping onto a
like a truck on the back of a truck.
Yeah, exactly, landing on the back of a truck. So obviously there will be like loot drops and stuff, but I don't think they're going to be as important as they are in Fortnite or PUBG. Because like looting in Fortnite and PUBG is like the main, especially PUBG, is the main mechanic.
Right. Yeah.
Like looting is 90%
yeah,
of the
you
game.
need that loot, and you're putting yourself in danger every time you go out to look for it. So zombies. That's something that's a Call of Duty favorite, right? And I think that originated with Black Ops. I think it's going to be in certain sections though, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's not. I had originally thought the zombies were going to be outside like the zone. So if you leave the zone, you get swarmed by zombies, but it's not. The zombies are basically enemies that make the high loot zones more dangerous. So they're going to be like in the areas that are going to be maybe more likely to have better loot in them or have some other kind of rewards.
Okay.
So the zombies are like an obstacle players have to deal with. And I assume a big part of these games is like sneaking up on other players or not drawing attention to yourself. So if you're fighting zombies, even if the zombies aren't dangerous, you're drawing attention to you.
And you're also distracted, right?
Yeah.
So we saw it was actually in the asylum where they were coming out of. So certain places are going to be, like you said, have maybe higher tier drops, better weapons. And there's three that we know that have been in previous Call of Duties, which is Nuketown, Array, and Estates. And the other ones, I'm not sure if we've seen them in other iterations.
Yeah, Nuketown is on the map.
Nuketown, yeah. Well, that's the number one.
That's funny that they're taking like iconic Treyarch maps and putting them in.
I mean, that's what
this map.
That's what people want. You know, they want the experience that they had and the fun that they had with the other Call of Duty games, kind of reworked and revamped into this battle royale mode.
I don't know, and you think like, I'm really not a Call of Duty fan.
Yeah, like I have to admit,
surprised.
I'm surprised too. Like I'm impressed by this, to be honest. And I do think that it's going to be. I think it's going to be refreshing. I mean, we know that the Call of Duty has kind of died down over the years, especially because of the battle royale craze. And now that they're in the game, maybe this is what they need to, refresh the franchise. Who knows?
Yeah, which is kind of what that game has always needed because, like, again, as a Battlefield fan, one thing that sort of always kept me away from Call of Duty was that you're essentially just shooting guys, stabbing guys, throwing grenades at guys.
Right, yeah.
And Battlefield, you could always create the wild and crazy situations.
It's like more of a war zone, right?
Exactly, and I'm excited that that's sort of a direction Call of Duty is going in, even though if I'm not a huge fan of Battle Royales. I mean, the beta, give me my notes. The beta is next week.
Right.
Yeah, so we can actually try
it out and see.
And maybe we'll come back and talk about it.
Maybe. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. I'm going to probably play it, see what it's about, and maybe it'll reinvigorate my my interest in the series. I mean, it's been like 4 years. So there you have it, folks. Our wrap-up of Blackout, Call of Duty Battle Royale mode. Let us know what you think. Are you excited for it? Are you going to play it? Do you not care? Are you too obsessed with Fortnite or PUBG? Let us know in the comments below. Click that like button, subscribe. Andrew, thank you so much. I'm Ricky. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.